Okay, let's get right into it. We toss around the words sad and depressed all the time, right? Sometimes we even use them to mean the same thing. But what if one is just a totally normal part of being human and the other is a serious medical condition? Getting that difference right is, well, it's absolutely crucial. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
Just think about that for a second. Have you ever had a rough day and said, "Ugh, I'm so depressed"? We all have. It's a super common thing to say. But here's the thing. Understanding what those words actually mean is way more important than you might realize. So let's get clear on what's what.
All right, first up, let's talk about something every single one of us has felt: sadness.
Sadness is just a natural reaction. It's what our brain and body do when things don't go our way, when we lose something, or when we're just plain disappointed. Think of it like a visitor. It comes, it stays for a bit, but it's not supposed to move in permanently.
Okay, here's a perfect example. Your team just blew it in the championship game. You're going to be bummed out, for sure. Maybe for a day, maybe two, but, and this is the key, you still get up and go to work. You still hang out with your friends. The feeling is there, but it doesn't totally derail your life. And after a little while, it fades.
And you know, even something as intense and painful as grieving the loss of a loved one, that's still a natural human process. It's an incredibly tough healing journey, but it's not a clinical disorder. It's really important to keep that distinction in mind as we go forward.
So if all of that is sadness, then what in the world is clinical depression?
Imagine waking up, and these are the very first thoughts that flood your mind, and they don't just pop in and leave, they stick around all day long. This isn't just feeling down, it's being trapped in this powerful, negative loop that feels absolutely impossible to break. That internal voice, that's a huge part of what makes depression so incredibly difficult.
And here is the single most crucial point. Clinical depression isn't just a feeling, it is a disorder. It fundamentally changes how you see the world and how you function in it. We're talking about something that can literally alter your brain's chemistry and structure, keeping you stuck in this state of hopelessness for weeks, months, or even longer.
Okay, so let's put them side by side. This is where it's all going to click.
This chart just makes it crystal clear, doesn't it? Sadness is a natural emotion. Depression is a clinical disorder. Sadness is temporary, maybe lasting a few days. Depression is persistent. We're talking weeks or months. With sadness, you can still function. With depression, just getting through the day can feel impossible. It's the difference between feeling down and feeling a deep, crushing sense of hopelessness and losing interest in everything.
So you might be thinking, okay, I get it, but does it really matter if we mix up the words? Oh yeah, it matters a lot. It actually creates this harmful ripple effect.
This lays out the chain reaction perfectly. It all starts so innocently, right? We say, "I'm depressed," when we're just having a bad day. But when we do that over and over, it waters down the real meaning of the word. It makes the actual illness seem less serious. And the really dangerous result? Someone who is truly suffering from clinical depression might get told to just cheer up, or even worse, they might start to believe their condition isn't serious enough to ask for help. Our words have power, and misusing this one has real damaging consequences.
Look, the goal here isn't to be the word police. It's just about building a little more understanding, because that understanding leads to empathy, to real support, and you know what? To hope.
This right here is the single most important message of this whole explainer. Depression is not a life sentence. It is a treatable medical condition. Recovery isn't just possible, it's a reality for millions of people.
And the really good news is that there are proven ways to get better. With the right mix of support from professionals and loved ones, therapy, and sometimes medication, people can and do manage their symptoms and go on to live full, amazing lives. It all begins with recognizing that this is a real illness that needs and deserves real care. So I'll just leave you with this. It really does start with us. By being a little more mindful with our words, by respecting the massive difference between sadness and depression, we can help build a world where people feel seen, where they feel understood, and where they feel empowered to get the help they need. So how can a tiny shift in our vocabulary help create all that? It's something worth thinking about.